Charger fans, this is going to hurt me way more than it hurts you. It just will. Actually, the truth is, it's going to hurt everybody equally because that was some kind of hideous loss yesterday. That was brutal. And I think you have the experience to know. You have enough experience with brutal losses to know what I'm talking about. I mean, as much as it pains me to say it, the Falcons have nothing on you at this point. And as bad as it has been, and it has been horrible, it really feels like yesterday's 31-30 loss to the Broncos on the last play of the game really was rock bottom. At least you better hope so, because it could not have gotten off to a better start. I mean, there I was on the NFL Today on CBS talking about Justin Herbert, hyping him up, and then there are the Chargers getting out to a great start. My man Herbert to Keenan Allen early on. I mean, two of the best dudes ever. Matt Money Smith and Daniel Jeremiah. Chargers radio off to a great start. And then you've got Herbert to Gabe Neighbors just before halftime. At that point, LA's up 14-3. The Broncos were getting booed off the field at halftime. Everything was good. It was so good, and it was about to be great because less than 5 minutes after halftime, Herbert finds Mike Williams. God, these two dudes are so good. Matt Money Smith, DJ. Tack on a field goal. The Chargers were up 24-3 halfway through the third quarter. You bank that bleep and you keep moving. I mean, I really, really, really like these guys. And I really, really hate that I have to do this. But they really, really cannot finish. Anyone, anywhere, at any time. Hell, for the Broncos, just making that game close would have been a win. Instead, the Broncos actually got the win. Broncos radio. No, wait. Yes, Broncos radio. How the hell does that happen? How does that happen? Not the touchdown, I mean the entire thing. How do you blow a 21-point lead in the final 22 minutes of that game? It's mind-blowing. I mean, I'm not actually angry. I'm not even disgusted. In fact, you know what? I'm actually impressed. My only question is, if Mama Hamler celebrated her Boo's birthday like this, how did she celebrate Boo winning a game for the Denver Broncos? LA hit heights that even the Falcons could never dream of. And the thing is, this is not new. I need you to check yourself before I ask you to check this stat. I need your full attention. Do I have it? Good. Because yesterday, the Chargers became the first team in NFL history to blow a lead of 16 points or more in 4 straight games. 4. Better yet, no team has even done it 3 times. And the Chargers have done it 4 times. Once is bad. Twice is horrible. 3 times is unprecedented. 4 is legendary. And again, they're a good football team. They really are a good football team. They are. You have to be a really good football team to have a 16-point lead in 4 straight games. And you've got to be a complete masochist, or if you prefer, choke artist, to blow that lead in 4 straight games. I mean, I hate dropping that phrase on anybody. I really do. Especially a team that I like so much, and a head coach that I like so much. But what else would you call a team that has blown 4 straight 16-point leads? And nobody needs to tell Anthony Lynn that he and they now have their backs to the wall. The thing is, Coach, they can do that. But you're right, that is the truth. Here's another truth. Yesterday was truly a crappy day for the City of Champions because the Rams got hammered by the Dolphins. For the last 2 weeks, there's been all this talk about how throwing Tua in front of Aaron Donald and the Rams defense was a big risk. Turns out the real risk was throwing the Rams out in front of that Dolphins defense. Jakeem Grant Sr. gone. So Tua looked like a rookie making his first NFL start, but the Dolphins defense looked like absolute monsters. They got after Goff on a third of his dropbacks, hassled him into a 6 of 19 day with 2 picks under that pressure. That was a serious statement by Miami. Again, Tua looked like a rookie, but Goff looked so much worse. Bad day for the City of Champions. Speaking of statements, though, Kansas City didn't need to make one in their 35-9 win over the Jets, but a statement was made, and it came on 4th and 4 late in the first quarter. The Chiefs have the ball around midfield. They're lined up to punt, except everybody knew that they were not going to punt. That was so great. That was so great. Trent Green called it. Here comes a fake. Like everybody knew, well, everybody aside from the Jets. Shout out to Trent Green. Truly amazing when the announcer can call out a fake from the booth, but none of the Jets coaches or players could tell that it was coming. But everybody knew there was going to be some gems coming from Adam Gase in the presser afterwards, and he did not disappoint. Yeah, I hate to break this to you, crazy eyes, but you're not only not winning, you are getting your face stomped in every single week. And so is everybody else in your locker room. You are what your record says you are, and you're 0-8. And all 8 wins have been by 7 points or more. So you're actually worse than what your record says you are. And your record says you're one of the worst teams in NFL history, and that you're one of the most overrated coaches in NFL history. I mean, this so-called brilliant offensive mind has led his team to 29 points in the last 4 games. 29 points total in the last 4 games. My man's a bleeping wizard. It's gone from wondering why the Jets haven't fired Gase to completely understanding why they haven't fired Gase. You have to keep this guy around to ensure that you get that first pick. You can't get rid of the guy and have the team get a lift and maybe win a game. Much better to keep crazy eyes around and make sure that he does run this thing off a cliff. And if you haven't had enough of the Jets yet this year, you get to see them again in prime time next Monday night against the Patriots. And that's a Pats team that is 2-5 and coming off a painful loss to Buffalo. Now, I'm not here to make stupid statements about how the Patriots are done or do some sort of weekly check-in on William V. Thomas. I am here instead to celebrate the Bills because Buffalo, your guys, finally got over. The Bills beat the Pats 24-21, and in doing so, snapped that 7-game losing streak to the Pats. And yes, the Pats are not the Pats of old, but who gives a crap? Who cares that you let them back in the game? Who cares that they were driving towards a tying score, perhaps, and that you can't seem to put teams away or stop the run? I don't care about any of that. A win is a win, especially over a team that has owned you for years. Besides, you can only play the team in front of you. Just be glad that Justin Zimmer stepped up and made a huge play to stop the bleeding. Bills radio, cue up the table slams. How good did that feel, Buffalo? That should feel damn good. Again, I don't care how it looked. I only care what it means. And what it means is they're undefeated in the East. And even though it's only November, they may have already won that division.